in so many verses we saw from verse number practically 19 till 40, Krishna is explaining how we can see his divine opulence, his manifestation, his power, his divinity, his greatness, his extraordinary opulence in the cosmic manifestation. And Krishna is concluding now. Where is Dayashil? All of you, please switch on your videos. 50% of the people video is off. I don't know why the video is off. If I put my video off, then will you hear? Why you keep your videos off? Please tune on the videos. So after speaking in great length, anyone knows how many qualities or divine opulences Krishna has explained in this chapter so far? Did anyone keep track or count? Okay, let us begin. Let us begin with the prayers, our invocation. Ryanshi, you chant the invocation. Akshaj, you are hearing? Uh, Open your, unmute yourself.
Sir.
So please hear. And next time I will ask you to recite the invocation. Okay? Ryanshi will be younger than you. Yeah. You have not met her, but she's a very sincere devotee practicing. This is given in the page 1. You know, this Mangalacharan prayer is there in the page 1.
Introduction pages.
Yes. Very good. Very good. So you hear very attentively. He has very nice pronunciation. And you practice this week. The next week you will recite. Okay? Yes, Riyanshi, please go ahead.
रान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति सम्पदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरून् श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं सागजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते ताप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Riyanshi. So we will be covering the last 3 verses and this chapter will be concluded. In this chapter, Krishna discussed his 82 transcendental manifestations, his opulences. And we saw in a very wide spectrum. In the 8th chapter, Krishna already explained that how he is the source of everyone and everything, both in this material creation and also in the spiritual creation. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. So, how is the source? How is the root? How is the foundation? He has explained in these detailed verses. So, how to be able to see his manifestation, his grandeur, his splendor in this entire manifested world. In the 39th verse, Krishna said that I am the generating seed of all existence. Bidam mam sarva bhutanam. And nothing can exist without him. Na tadasti vinayatsyan maya bhutanam characharam. Whether it is moving or whether it is non-moving. So everyone and everything is depending on Krishna. Krishna is the vital source, or Krishna is the vital force of everyone and everything. So have we understood this? After hearing this chapter, we should be thoroughly convinced about it. So we take the next verse. One moment. I will show the verse here. You all have Bhagavad Gita with you? This is 10.40. I will show it on the screen also. Can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, in the 40th verse, Krishna says, you can recite after me. You can remain muted and recite. Nanto asti mama divyanam vibhutinam parantapa. Esha tu uddeshata prokta vibhutir vistaro maya. नान्तो अस्ति मम दिव्यानां विभूतीनां परन्तप एषा तु उद्देशता प्रोक्ता विभूतिर्विस्तरो मया नान्तो अस्ति मम दिव्यानां विभूतीनां परन्तप एषा तु उद्देशता प्रोक्ता विभूतिर्विस्तरो मया. Who would like to recite? Please recite. Recite? Okay, yes, Akash. Please recite.
नन्तो अस्ति मम दिव्यानां विभूतीनां परन्तप एष तुद्देशतः प्रोक्तो विभूतिर्विस्तरो मया.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Ranchi, you recite.
नान्त अस्ति मम दिव्यानां विभूतीनां परन्तप एष तु देशता प्रोक्तो विभूतेर्विस्तरो मया.
Very good. Now, these children have recited. What are you people thinking? Hmm? What is your fear? You should recite. Recite, Swapnaja. You have come after a long gap.
नान्तोऽस्ति मम दिव्यानां विभूतीनां परन्तप एष तु उद्देशतः प्रोक्तो विभूतेर्विस्तरो मया.
Very good. Very good. All of you have really picked up Sanskrit. Good. So here, after explaining in detail, then Arjuna might be wondering that is this all? Is it all what Krishna has spoken, or there is something more that Krishna has? So Krishna understood Arjuna's mindset, and what he says is, Na anto asmi mama divya, na anto asti mama divyanam. That anta means the end, or anta also means the limit. That na means there is not. What? There is no limit. Krishna's opulence, Krishna's majesty, Krishna's grandeur, it is limitless, it is unending. So, neither Krishna's divine opulence nor his grandeur, it can never be measured, or it can never be over. And he's calling Arjuna as Parantapaha. Anyone know what's the meaning of Parantapa? Parantapa comes from two words. Word from Paraha and Tapaha. Tapa means uh, tap. Tap means suffering. And Paran means those who are enemies. So Arjuna is such a big warrior. His power, his prowess is so phenomenal that his enemies feel immediately the suffering. What is suffering? Because Arjuna defeats everyone. So Arjuna is being called as Parantapa, who can conquer, who can win over his enemies very easily, or his enemies feel so much of tribulation and suffering because of Arjuna's power. But all of Arjuna's power also, all of Arjuna's uh, potency or his extraordinary skill is not sufficient to know Krishna's na anto asti mama divyanam. Neither Krishna's transcendental excellence nor his vibhuti's opulence can be known by even Arjuna's power, Parantapa. So why, so what Krishna spoke about here? If there is no limit, then why did you speak? Huh? If it cannot be explained, if it cannot be known, if it cannot be limited, then my dear sir, why do you give such a big discourse? Then he says, Esha tu uddeshata prokta. So what was the purpose of my speaking? Why did I give you so much of enumeration? Because vibhutir vistaro, that's to give you an indication. To give some examples, to give you some indications of how infinite my opulence is. That it cannot be limited, it cannot be confined, it cannot be defined. It is beyond. So Krishna gave some examples. And how many examples he gave? I just told you how many examples he gave in this chapter of his opulence. 82. 82 opulences Krishna has described so far in this chapter. But now he's saying that there is no limit. it cannot be limited to the count of 82. Even 8 million is less. How we will understand? So, O mighty conqueror of enemies. So he's calling Arjuna as Parantapa, conqueror of enemies. You may conquer your enemies, but to conquer my opponents is outside your purview. There is no end to my divine manifestations. What I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite powers. It is just a token of it, a small sample of it, to what I have spoken so far to you. As stated in the Vedic literature, although the opulences and energies of the Supremes are understood in various ways, there is no limit to such opulence. Therefore, not all the opulences and energies can be explained. Simply a few examples are being described to Arjuna to pacify his inquisitiveness. Like if someone is a very, very rich, wealthy person. So if you go and visit him, so all of his wealth, all of his resources, he cannot show you. When you enter his house or when you see his belongings, so what do you feel? You feel that yes, he is a very rich man. Uh, just by one house, you cannot know how much money he has or how much resources he has. A mere of it is reflected. A mere semblance is seen that what he might be having. An indication of it is possible. So here Krishna is saying that in whatever forms the manifestation of majesty, greatness, beauty, power are seen, they should be known as a minuscule fraction of Lord Krishna's vibhuti. It is just mere a small indication or a reflection of what the Supreme Lord has, which he has stated in this chapter so far. So as Brahma, he is the ruler of 330 million demigods. There are 330 million demigods, and Brahma is the head of them. And he is the source of Brahma, he is the cause of Brahma. And from Brahma, all these demigods are created. So one can see, so only a mere reflection is given. So Brahma has the opulence. Some portion of Brahma's opulence is reflected, which is coming from Krishna. And from Brahma, so many demigods are coming, 330 million. So who can estimate? From Brahma, 330 million demigods are coming. So just imagine from Krishna, from where the entire cosmic manifestation is coming. Who can estimate his opulence and his divinity? And Krishna expands unlimitedly. Krishna expands as Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Anuruddha. And then he expands further as Narayan, many, many incarnations, Rama, Vamana. So there is no limit. There is no counting of his opulence. One cannot count. Then he expands unlimitedly as Paramatma. He is the super soul of every living entity. Who can count? Who can count the number of Paramatma? It is possible, it is not possible. And one of his expansions, his partial expansion is Brahman. That is the spirit soul. So it is unlimited. It is infinite. And we are what? Krishna is infinite, is unknowable, unlimited, uncountable, and Jiva is infinitesimal. Infinitesimal means very, very insignificant. So, irrespective of how many uh, expansions or manifestation comes from Krishna, Krishna remains complete. There is no change in Krishna. It is not like what we see in this material world, that if you draw something, then from where you are drawing, it becomes less. That is why he is called as Purnam. He is complete. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vishishyate. That the Supreme Lord is perfect and complete, and because he is perfect and complete, all that emanates from him are also perfectly complete. This is the glory. That the Supreme Lord is perfect and complete, and from him, whatever comes out is also perfect and complete. And because he is complete, even though unlimited completeness emanates from him. So, from him, how many completes are coming out? Unlimited. Yet, he eternally remains complete. He can never become incomplete. So, this is the transcendental quality of the Supreme Lord. That irrespective of how many manifestation comes out from him, he remains complete. He remains unaffected. And his limit cannot be defined or counted. That is why he says, Na anto asti mama divyanam vibhutinam cha parantapa. It is infinite, unlimited. Okay? So we move to the next verse. Very beautiful verse. This verse you should all try to memorize. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam. You all recite with your muted microphones. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam. Srimad urjitameva va. Tat tat eva vigachatvam. Mam tejo sambhava. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam. Srimad urjitameva va. Tat tat eva gachatvam. Mam tejo amsha sambhava. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam. Srimad urjitam eva va. Tat tat eva vigachatvam. Mam tejo amsha sambhava. So those of you recite who did not recite the first verse. Akash, Ryanshi, and Swapnaja have recited. So others, please recite. In spite of saying more than 50% class, video is still off. Video is off. Very difficult to get the knowledge, this transcendental knowledge. Recite.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Boli Priyanka.
यद् यद् विभूतिमत्सत्त्वं श्रीमद् वा तत्तद् एवावगच्छत्वं मम तेजो अंशसम्भवम्.
Okay, good. Pranav, you recite.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी यद् यद् विभूति मत्सत्वं श्रीमदूर्जितमेव वा तत्तदेव विगच्छत्वं मम तेजोंस संभवा.
Okay, anyone else wants to recite? ममता जी, आप रिसाइट करिए.
यद्यद्विभूतिमत्सत्त्वं श्रीमद्रुद्रजितमेव वा तत्तद्देवावगच्छत्वं मम तेजोश संभवम्.
नीचे से देखिए. संस्कृत से पकड़ना मुश्किल है. इंग्लिश से इजी पकड़ में आ जाएगा. और
जी
इंग्लिश के वर्ड मीनिंग से देखिए. वर्ड मीनिंग से देखने से तो बिल्कुल ही इजी हो जाए. फिर तो जितनी संस्कृत की नुआंस है, जो संस्कृत का डिफिकल्ट पार्ट है, वो समाप्त हो जाएगा. तो भगवान क्या बोल रहे हैं? यद यद विभूति मत सत्वम. जितनी भी मैंने अपनी विभूति मैंने दिखाई, जो भी मैंने अभी आपको बतलाई, श्रीमद ऊर्जितम एव वा. It is all. Srimad means it is beautiful, and Urjitam means it is glorious, and it is tat tat eva vigachatva mam tejo amsha sambhava. Amsha is one fraction, and teja is the splendor. So Krishna is saying all of it that I have so far shown or spoken to you in this chapter, it is only a spark or a small part of my grandeur and opulence, just a fraction. If somebody takes a bucket full of water out from the ocean, how much percentage will the bucket represent the ocean? If somebody happens to withdraw one bucket full of water from the ocean, how much percentage of water has he withdrawn from the ocean? कितना ले लिया उन्होंने? How much has he, gathered from the ocean? What will be the percentage? Swapnaja? If we see the percentage, how much it will be?
Maybe 0 point not. We can't say, sir.
It will be infinite 0
Infinite
0.000. Infinite 0. Even to make it 0.0000001 also, it is insufficient. So similarly here, Krishna is speaking here that know that all opulence, which is Srimad Vibhuti is opulence, and Srimad is beautiful, and Urjitam is glorious. So it is what? It is just Mama Tejo Amsha Sambhava. It is only a spark. Like one spark comes out from the fire. There is a big fire. You have seen many times if there is a big fire, there are many sparks which are coming out from the fire. And when these sparks, they fall on land, they all die. But what happens to the fire? Does it affect the fire? No. So Krishna is saying that any glorious or beautiful existence should be understood to be but a fragmental manifestation of Krishna's opulence. So anywhere and everywhere, Wherever we see these three things, what is these three things? Vibhuti is opulence, Srimad is beauty, and Urjitam is glory. So, in wherever and in whomever it is being shown or it is being manifested, what we should do? We should be able to see the connection that it is all coming from where? From Krishna. Somehow that person is able to receive or exhibit that opulence and that beauty and that glory of Krishna. Whether be it in the spiritual or material world. So anything which is extraordinary, opulent, it should be considered to represent Krishna's opulence. So this is what this verse means. So in this world, we should never be envious of anyone else. Anyone else having more success or more skill or more uh, capacity, where it is coming, it is a reflection from Krishna. So it is Krishna's special grace is upon him. So he is able to exhibit that splendor, which is the spark which is coming from Krishna. So whenever we see anything extraordinary, anything which is above normal, so what it is Krishna's glory. But it is manifested through that person. So we should never feel envious. We should not have this unnecessarily jealous or competitive spirit. How is better from me? In this material world, everyone is very jealous. How other can be better? Why is better? Because he is receiving Krishna's mercy. He would have performed uh, something special so that he is receiving this mercy. In this life, in past life, in past to past life. So we should be able to appreciate. We should be able to encourage others. Even if we see if they have more qualities than us, or they have some extraordinary ability or skill or talent, where it is coming? Actually, it is coming from the Supreme Lord. It is Supreme Lord's opulence or his beauty, his grandeur, that is manifesting through that person. Okay, so we'll take the final verse and then we'll have a little more discussion. And then I hope that when we conclude, we should have some question answer session also today. The final verse of today's chapter. अथवा बहु नैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्यम् इदं कृष्णम् एकंशेन स्थितो जगत् अथवा बहु नैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तव अर्जुन विष्टभ्यम् इदं कृष्णम् एकंशेन स्थितो जगत् अथवा वा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तव अर्जुन विष्टभ्यम् इदं कृष्णम् एकंशेन स्थितो जगत्. Please recite. So far, those who have not recited, recite. Manoram Prabhu, you recite.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Otava bahunayitena kim gyatena tabarjuna vistavyam idam kritsnam ekam shena stita jagat.
You need more practice. You have to practice. You heard this, children reciting. Akash, you recite this verse.
अथवा बहुनयतेन किं ज्ञानेतेन तव अर्जुन विष्टभ्यहम् इदं कृष्णम् एकं शेन स्थितो जगत्.
Good. Clear. Without any hesitation. That is what practice is. This is what we have to practice. Who else will recite? Who has not recited?
Sir, I'd like to add something.
Yeah.
Anything that is related to Krishna is not to be given with fear.
Of course.
There is no fear from Krishna. We have to learn this.
Yeah, very good. Good realization. The problem is we have the fear of our image. This is the problem. The fear is not coming from Krishna. The fear is coming
We are
from where?
making fear.
Huh? Where is the fear coming from?
Us. We are
Huh?
the start of everything.
From this false ego. False ego. Why? Because we are more image conscious than Krishna conscious. Yes or no? We are thinking what others will think. Yeah.
Sir, we are born in such a material world that we have dove down so much in this.
But I was hearing one devotee was explaining, Rukmani Krishna Maharaj. He was saying, what is सबसे बड़ा रोग? What is the biggest disease of this material world? सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या है? बोलो. What is सबसे
Sir,
बड़ा रोग? हाँ?
Sir, I think it's the extra self-glorification, I guess.
क्या कहेंगे लोग?
हाँ, माता जी ने बता दिया. सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग? There is no rog. The rog is inside. क्या कहेंगे लोग? This is the rog. So how it can be over? As you said, we should connect to Krishna. If we are not connected to Krishna, then this rog will remain. ये क्या कहेंगे लोग? But our priority is not कि लोग क्या कहेंगे. Our priority is what Krishna speaks. We should be more concerned and we should connect to what Krishna is saying. Why should we care for what people are saying? So here Krishna is saying that what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? Athva bahunetena kim gyatena tav Arjuna. Why? Because Vishtabhyam idam sarvam. That I pervade and support this entire creation or this entire universe with my single fragment. He has already spoken about it. Where did he said? He has already given this in a very concise form. In one verse, he has already spoken about it. Which verse was that? Who remembers? Krishna already gave this principle, but now what to do? People do not accept the principle. The problem is, we say, seeing is believing. So Krishna had to give this graphical representation. Where did Krishna already explain this? Yes, Ramya? Boliye. Disturbance hai. It is not clear. We will not be able to hear you. There is too much noise. माइक वाइक बंद कर दो, माइक की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। नहीं आ रहा, इको बहुत है, माइक बंद कर दो ना, माइक की जरूरत नहीं है, माइक हटा दो। अब बोलिए।
Prabhuji, in consider in the verse Sutre Mani Gana Ivahi.
Very good. Yes, Krishna has already said. He is Sutra Mani Ganai. That it is only because of his. Please बंद कर दो ना, माइक बंद कर दो प्लीज। Okay. That it is that he is the binding principle of the entire existence. So, Sutra Mani Gana Iva. He has already explained. But in spite of being explained, Krishna wanted to fulfill Arjuna's desire. Because Arjuna said that I want to see in the please tell me in detail of your divine opulence by which you pervade all these worlds. In the 16th verse, Arjuna said that please tell me in detail that how you pervade the entire world, how everything is dependent upon you, and how you manifest your vibhuti. Vistarena Atmana Yogim. In the 18th verse, Arjuna said that please describe in detail. He is saying again, you have already described, but you have described in a very precise form. Now you please describe in detail your opulences. So Krishna had to again speak. But here he is saying that what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? Because if one has any intelligence, if one has any understanding, he will know that it is because of my support the entire universe is pervaded by me and by my powers. So after hearing this chapter, as Akshaj was saying, our all fear should be over and our confidence should be full. So why to fear? Well, because everything is pervaded by Krishna. So if we are doing our duty, if we are doing our role as per Krishna's advice, then there is not going to be any difficulty in life. The only difficulty, the only confusion or challenge that we are facing or calamity which is common in life is only because we are not following what Krishna is prescribing. So what Krishna is prescribing, if we accept, if we apply, then there is no question of any insecurity or any imbalance or any inefficiency or insufficiency. There will be plenty in life. It will be more than what we require. I can guarantee you. But the problem is we do not accept and we do not subscribe to what Krishna says. समस्या क्या है? क्या कहेंगे लोग? We are more concerned about what people will speak rather than what Krishna is speaking. And then the entire trouble begins. Okay, let us discuss the purport, what Srila Prabhupada is saying. The Supreme Lord is represented throughout the entire material universe by his entering into all things as the Supersoul. How he pervades the entire creation and the creatures? Simple, as his expansion as Paramatma, Supersoul. The Lord tells here Arjuna that there is no point in understanding how things exist in their separate opulence and grandeur. We will not be able to uh, accept this or know how it is happening. Yeah. Can anyone know? We take food, isn't it? We eat food, and food converts into so many uh, other aspects. It becomes blood, it becomes semen, it becomes sweat. Do we know how it is happening? Anyone knows? We are taking food and it is converting into so many branches. How it is converting? हाँ? खाना डालो, दूध निकालो. ऐसा है तो फिर ब्लड की जरूरत है तो वहाँ 10 किलो भोजन भेज दो. किसी को 1 बॉटल खून चाहिए, होता है ऑपरेशन में, वी नीड 1 बॉटल ऑफ फूड ब्लड. So if 1 bottle of blood is required, we send him 10 kgs of food items. क्या खाने से ही तो ब्लड बनता है? बना लो, बना लेंगे. पॉसिबल है? नहीं बन सकता. तो भगवान इसीलिए आप बोल रहे हैं अपनी बुद्धि मत लगाना, फेल हो जाएगी, कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा. How my opulence is pervading the entire creation. So the Lord here tells Arjuna that there is no point in understanding how things exist in their separate opulence and grandeur. He should know that all things are existing due to Krishna's entering them as super soul. This is one very logical way of understanding how everything in this material world is manifesting and it is moving. Why? Because where is the force coming from? The life force, it is coming from the Supreme Lord. And it is in two ways. One is the Jivatma and the other is the Paramatma. And both are there. The combination of both, the teamwork of Jivatma and Paramatma. He should know that all things are existing due to Krishna's entering them as super soul. From Brahma, the most gigantic entity, down to the smallest ant. So you see, whether he is in the position of Brahma, the living entity goes to the highest position of becoming Brahma. That is the highest possible position that the Jiva can have to become Brahma. So both will be there. What will be there? Jivatma is there and Paramatma is there. Or even if he degrades to remain an ant, insignificant as an ant, still in the body of the ant, both are still there. Jivatma is also there and the Paramatma is also there. Only the distinction is what? The distinction is of the outer thing. It is of the body, which is constantly changing. All are existing because the Lord had entered each and all and is sustaining them. So this is there in every entity. 8,400,000 species of life. That is why all living entities are to be considered at an equal platform. Why? Because both of them are individual soul, also, which is along with the super soul. Only the external may change, but the internal remains the same. There is a mission that regularly propounds that worship of any demigod will lead one to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Prabhupada is talking about such misguided people who have this hollow kind of understanding that it is like saying that if you worship any demigod, it will lead to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like you have to go from Delhi to, say, Mumbai. and you go to a railway platform and you sit in any train. And the understanding is finally that train will make you reach Mumbai. Will it happen? ऐसा होगा? It will never happen. Or the supreme goal. But worship of demigod is thoroughly discouraged herein, because even the greatest demigods like Brahma and Shiva represent only part of the opulence of the Supreme Lord. So we have seen in this section of Bhakti Yoga from chapter 7 till 10, Krishna is verily condemning the process of demigod worship. Can anyone share why Krishna is so strongly rejecting the demigod worship? What is the reason? One reason Prabhupada is explaining here, because they represent only the part of the opulence of the Supreme Lord. He's talking about the two topmost demigod, which is Brahma and Shiva. What to speak of others? They are all lower. Why Krishna has so categorically rejected demigod worship in Bhagavad Gita? And why worship of demigod is not the worship of the Supreme Lord, although they are his parts? Prabhupada is also saying here that demigod like Brahma and Shiva represent only part of the opulence of the Supreme Lord. What is the understanding? Why Krishna recommends not to worship the demigods? We discussed this in the 7th chapter. We discussed this in the 9th chapter. Many times it has been explained in Bhagavad Gita, especially in these two chapters, 7th chapter and 9th chapter. Krishna is explaining in detail. What is the reason? Why he is recommending that one should not worship demigods? What is the reason? Please explain. Who will explain? At least give one understanding. If you all will give one understanding, then a majority of it will be known. Yes, there, Shil bro. No, no, cannot hear you.
Arjuna. If you worship the demigods, if you worship even the Lord Brahma also,
Your voice is so much of vibrating. There is so much echo.
again come back to this material world. Abrahma, Bhuvana, Arjuna. One worship the and one also is to come back to this material world. Abrahma, Bhuvana, Arjuna.
I am unable to hear you. Did anyone hear what he said? Is, is anyone able to hear what he is speaking? I told you to remove this speaker, na? Remove this speaker. Don't put artificial thing. No, there is too much echo. There is too much of noise which is coming. If you are having two mobile phones, then at least switch off one. Okay, now speak. Unmute and speak. No, still there is echo. You are switched on with two phones.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Lord Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita that Abrahma Bhuvanad Loka Punarabhrituna Arjuna. If you worship the demigods, even to the level of Lord Brahma, again you have to come to this material world. This is one of the
Why?
understanding, Prabhuji.
No, if Brahma is representing the part of Krishna, yeah, and he is Krishna's spark of splendor. So Krishna is owning that Brahma comes from him. Yeah. Brahma is not which is not connected to him. So what is the difficulty? We worship Brahma, and by worshipping Brahma, we reach Krishna. What is the difficulty?
प्रभु जी
Yes, प्राची पहले समझिए,
हाँ
समझने का प्रयास करिए.
यहाँ पे 9.23 में वर्स में लिखा है कि those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with the faith actually worship only me, but they do not do so in a wrong way. और 24 में भी बताया है.
अविधि पूर्वकम. What is that अविधि? पहले ये तो आपने बोल दिया, प्रिंसिपल तो बोल दिया, लेकिन इसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या है? प्रभुपाद ने एग्जांपल देके समझाया है कि व्हाट इज द अविधि. दे सेइंग ना ये यजन्ते अविधि पूर्वकम, but they do it in a wrong way. What is the wrong way? What is the wrong way in worship of the demigods?
प्रभु जी जैसे आप बोलते हैं कि रूट को ही पानी डालना चाहिए ना कि लीव्स को, तो
हाँ,
just like watering the leaves and not the
this is
root.
the point. This is the point. जैसे हमको अगर खाना खाना है तो कहाँ से डालना पड़ेगा? मुंह से ही डालना पड़ेगा. कहीं और से डालेंगे वो काम नहीं करेगा. इट इज यूजलेस. वो बोलेगा कि नाक में भी छेद है, उसमें डाल देंगे, कान में भी छेद है, आंख से भी डाल सकते हैं,
बस.
बॉडी के नीचे पार्ट्स में भी छेद है. पागल हो जाएंगे. So this is avidhi purvaka. Why? Because these are all sparks of Krishna. They have been appointed by Krishna. The problem with the demigod worship is that the demigod worshippers think that the demigod which he is worshipping is the supreme. So there is no possibility of him connecting to Krishna. Like devotees also worship Lord Shiva. But how they worship Shiva? They do not worship Shiva as the Supreme Lord. How they worship Shiva? As Vaishnava Nam Yatha Sambhu. But amongst the devotees, he is one of the foremost devotee. So that is proper understanding. And what they ask from Lord Shiva is how we can connect to Lord Krishna. So Lord Shiva is called Ashutosh. He is very pleased. He is fed up of everyone who is coming and asking some benediction from him. Actually, who are those persons who go ask benediction from Lord Shiva? Who are these mostly people? They are all the asuras. All the asuras, they are worshipping Lord Shiva. Why? Because they want to enjoy power of Shiva. Whatever power and whatever potency Shiva has, that Shiva will give to them, so that they can enjoy this world. So Prabhupada is saying here that because even the greatest demigods like Brahma and Shiva represent only the part of the opulence of Supreme Lord, he is the origin of everyone born, and no one is greater than him. He is Asam Urdhava. So one feature of Krishna or one name of Krishna is also he is Asama Urdhava. Sama means to be equal. So he is Asama means that no one is equal to him. Neither Brahma nor Shiva. Not equal to him means what? Are they greater to him? Huh? No. He is neither Sama, Urdhava means greater. So neither anyone is equal nor anyone is greater. Then what it means? That everyone is lesser than him. So Krishna is Asama Urdhava. that no one can be compared to the position of Krishna, which means that there is no one is superior to him and that no one is equal to him. So this understanding must clearly come that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is the supreme absolute truth. And everyone and everything is only a part and fraction of his opulence. In the Padma Puran, it is said that one who considers the Supreme Lord Krishna in the same category of demigods, be they even Brahma or Shiva, becomes at once an atheist. So it is very, very dangerous. Sa Pashandi Bhavet. Pashandi means atheist. Actually, what atheist mean? Let us understand this also today. What does the term atheist mean? Nastik. Atheist means Nastik. So if one considers Brahma and Shiva to be equal to Krishna, very soon he will become an atheist. So what is an atheist? Why we should be worried not to become atheist? Who will explain what is atheist? Pranab, you explain what is atheist.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
One who
Krishna.
have the right understanding of Supreme Lord in proper way,
Who is
consider
atheist?
everything equal.
I am asking who is atheist?
Non-believer of the Supreme Source.
No, still it is not clear. Just saying non-believer is not proper understanding.
Believer of
Who is
God.
an atheist? Manoram, what is the explanation of an atheist? Who is considered to be an atheist? Okay, Akshad, I'll come to you after Manoram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So the atheist, I think that nobody is the supreme. As Pranab Prabhuji was telling, no supreme controller is there. So they equate everyone, Prabhuji.
No, still not clear. No, not proper understanding. Yes, Akshad, आप बताइए.
An atheist is a person who does not believe in God because they think that other things are the eternal truth.
Okay, partial, still not very clear. Who is an atheist? Please try to understand it from what is being explained here. Be little intelligent. Here, Padma Puran says that one who considers the Supreme Lord Krishna in the same category with demigods, be it even Brahma or Shiva, becomes at once an atheist. And I've already explained this is the explanation of Asama Urdhava. So now explain what does atheist mean. Who will explain? Now it should be very clear who is an atheist. प्राची जी आप बताएंगे ना वो who is an atheist?
Prabhuji, I think those who worship demigods or don't believe that the supreme power, supreme Lord exists, and also they want to prove that whatever is going on in the world is because of some material energy, internal powers, but no God.
No, only give one point, the precise point. What is the precise point of an atheist? बोलो रम्या. ये दो मोबाइल से क्यों सुन रहे हो आप लोग? नहीं सुनाई दे रहे. नहीं आ रहा है. पता है आपको वो नहीं काम कर रहा है तो फिर उसके पीछे क्यों हमारा अपना टाइम वेस्ट करना है?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Prabhuji, atheists are the person who don't know the supremacy of the Supreme Lord, that Lord Krishna is the source of all the demigods, even including Shiva and Brahma.
Very true. A theist is one person who does not accept the authority and supremacy of Lord Krishna is a theist. Simple. Anyone who fails to accept the authority and the supreme position of Lord Krishna is an atheist. So practically in this world, everyone is full of atheist. He is trying to equate Krishna with so many other expansions or incarnations or his manifestations. Some is worshipping Rai, some is worshipping Sai, some is worshipping Durga, some is worshipping Kali. So many, unlimited. And what they are thinking? That these are supreme. So such persons, Padma Puran warns that they are all atheist. If, however, one thoroughly studies the different descriptions of the opulence, so Prabhupada is giving this solution, that if one thoroughly studies the different descriptions of the opulence and expansions of Krishna's energy, then one can understand without any doubt the position of Lord Sri Krishna. This is the purpose. And can fix his mind in the worship of Krishna without deviation. This is what Krishna has already recommended. That you fix your mind on me. Maya sakta mana partha, yogam yunjam madashre. So how the yoga will begin? That when you are able to fix your mind on me. And when a person can fix his mind on Krishna, when he is fully convinced, when he is fully clear. Two things. Neither we have clarity nor we have conviction. What we have lot of confusion. What is our confusion? We are trying to equate Krishna with many others who are much less than Krishna. To such person, it is very difficult for them to progress in devotional service. Why? Because the basic clarity and conviction has not come that Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. So what we will do? What they will do? They will not pour water on the root. They will put water in the leaves, in the branches, in the roses, in the fruits, and keep on doing all this. So that is why people cannot fix their mind. They cannot chant. चैंटिंग करते हैं तो बहुत समस्या है. क्यों? क्योंकि माइंड में बहुत बिविल्डरमेंट है, बहुत कंफ्यूजन है. माइंड क्लियर है ही नहीं. हाउ टू क्लियर द माइंड is by chanting the mantra. Then one can fix his mind in the worship of Krishna without deviation. The Lord is all pervading by the expansion of his partial representation, the super soul, who enters into everything. That is, pure devotees therefore concentrate their minds in Krishna consciousness in full devotional service. So there are two things. Prabhupada will always speak about these two things. I have discussed it so many times, but it is worth again discussing. Again and again discussing till the time our clarity and conviction comes that to be Krishna conscious means to be aware of what is Krishna's position. What is Krishna's position? That Krishna is Asam Urdhava. This clarity one should have. Very clear that Krishna is Asama and no one is Urdhava. So everyone is in a lower position, in a submissive position. So to know Krishna's position and also to know one's own position is very important. What is our position? Our position is that we are part and parcel of Krishna. And what is our constitution? Is to serve Krishna. And how we serve? With love and devotion. That can be known by practice. So this is Krishna consciousness. So we know we have connection with Krishna, and that connection is eternal. So what we do is we try to revive that connection, that relationship. That is called Krishna consciousness. This is the definition or meaning of Krishna consciousness. Is to know Krishna's position and also to know our own position. And there is a eternal relationship between us and Krishna. So we want to revive or reconnect that lost relationship. So how do we reconnect, or how do we re-establish that relationship? Is through devotional service, is loving devotional service. When the jiva starts to perform devotional service, and as his devotional service becomes pure, to that extent the relationship is revived. If it is mixed, then his Krishna consciousness will not be clear. So both have no limit. Like Krishna is saying, that na anto asmi, that there is no limit to his divinity and to his opulence. So there is no limit to Krishna consciousness and devotional service. And as one becomes Krishna conscious, to the extent one has become Krishna conscious, his service will improve. And as he improves his service, it becomes pure devotional service, his Krishna consciousness will increase. So there is no limit. Both can carry on unlimitedly. So that is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada is saying here, pure devotees therefore concentrate their minds in Krishna consciousness in full devotional service. Therefore, they are always situated in the transcendental position. So as one becomes Krishna conscious, his influence of the three modes, the influence of Kala, Karma, and Guna, all these three. This material world, there is complete influence of time. Time is the controller of everyone and everything in this material world. Then every living entity is controlled by his karma. And what kind of karma he will perform? That is the controlling factor is guna, the three modes. But as one becomes Krishna conscious and as one performs devotional service, he becomes gradually free from the influence of these three things. So Prabhupada is saying he is always situated. So one who is in Krishna consciousness and full devotional service, that means no influence of Kala, no influence of Karma, and no influence of Guna. That means such a person is what? He is liberated. He is on the transcendental platform. Actually, devotional service is only at the transcendental platform. Pure devotional service is at transcendental platform. Devotional service and worship of Krishna are very clearly indicated in this chapter in verses 8 through 11. So these are the four essential verses which we said as the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So what is Krishna consciousness? That Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. That Krishna is the source of everyone and everything, both in this material world and also in the spiritual world. And that is Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Matta Sarvam Pravartate. So this is Krishna consciousness. To be able to see Krishna's connection in everyone and everything, and to be able to see his greatness, his grandeur, his beauty, his opulence, his power, his potencies, his energies, everyone and everything connected to him. This is Krishna consciousness. And what he will do if a person is Krishna consciousness, he becomes Krishna conscious, if he is full in Krishna consciousness, iti matva bhajante mam. So that person who has this clarity, who has this conviction, who is clear about Krishna's supreme position. So what he will do? Iti matva bhajante ma. Knowing this, he will perform my bhajan. He will worship me. How he will worship? Buddha bhava samanvita. Bhava means the feeling or the emotion. So what will be the bhava? Is a Buddha bhava. What Prabhupada says, Buddha bhava is in knowledge, not out of sentiment. Krishna consciousness is not out of sentiment or emotion. It is based on knowledge and realization. Why we worship the Supreme Lord? Because He is the Supreme Absolute Truth. He is the source of everyone and everything. He is in control of everyone and everything. And He desires that we worship Him. So we worship Him. Not out of our own speculation or sentiment. That He may be Supreme, so let me worship Him. Why? So that I can get some benediction from Him. I can get some blessings from Him. So let me worship Him. This all business goes with demigod worshippers. So Prabhupada says that the wise who perfectly know this, that how Krishna is the Supreme, then what they do is they bhajante ma'am. They engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. This is Buddha Bhava. With all their heart means without any expectation or any condition. Okay. So going forward. Okay. If, however, one thoroughly studies the different descriptions of the opulence and expansions of Krishna's energy, then one can understand without any doubt the position of Lord Krishna and can fix his mind in worship of Krishna without deviation. The Lord is all pervading by the expansion of his partial representation, the Super Soul, who enters into everything that is. Pure devotees, therefore, concentrate their mind in Krishna consciousness in full devotional service. Therefore, they are always situated in the transcendental position. Devotional service and worship of Krishna are clearly indicated in this chapter, in verses 8 through 11. That is the way of pure devotional service. How one can attain the highest devotional perfection of association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been thoroughly explained in this chapter. How one can have perfection of association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead? How one can have association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? How it was explained in this chapter? Where it was explained? What verse? How one can have association with the Lord? With the Supreme Lord? How it was explained? बताइए.
मच्चिता मद्गत प्राणा बोधयंता परस्परम.
Yes. Very good.
कथ्यन्तश्च मा नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च.
Okay. Very good. So how one can have this clarity? By being in association of devotees. Very important. Where there is this bodhyanta parasparam, in the association of devotees. Where is tushyanti cha ramanti cha, in the association of devotees. Where is matchita madgata prana, in the association of devotees. So in the association of mature devotees, we can experience the association of the Supreme Lord. And then further the Lord says, that who is tesham satata yukta nam bhajatam priti purvakam. So who is understood this principle and who has applied it and who is always engaged in my service. Tesham satata yukta nam bhajatam priti purvakam. How the bhajan is to be performed? Bhajan means any service which pleases the Lord is bhajan. Bhajan only does not mean, so many times I have explained, that kartal and mridanga and singing is only bhajan. Any service which pleases the Lord is bhajan. So how bhajan is to be performed? Priti purvakam. With love. So Krishna says what? Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upiyanti te. Krishna will give him the intelligence. Why Krishna will give the intelligence? The spiritual intelligence, so that that person can come to me. That means Krishna pulls that person back to him. How he pulls? Through the string of buddhi yoga. ऐसे है ना, मछली पकड़ना है तो क्या करते हैं? जाल डाल देते हैं और जाल में मछली फंस जाती है, आ जाती है. तो कृष्णा क्या करते हैं? He provides the buddhi yoga. He gives the spiritual intelligence, so that the jiva is always in Krishna consciousness and he is always performing devotional service. Tesham satata yuktana bhajatam priti purvakam. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upiyanti te. So that he can come to me. Krishna himself awards his association. And how this association comes? This association comes in the association of devotees. Satam prasanga mama veer samvidho. 3.25-25. Show Manoram. Bhajanti hitkarna rasayan katha. Tadoshanada suapavarga vartmani. Very beautiful verse. Shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishyati. So, all success will come in such association. We will become Krishna conscious also and we will perform devotional service also. 3.25-25. Yes. So Kapil Dev is saying that Satam Prasanga, in the association of my devotees, Mama Veera Samvido. And what my devotees in association will come, they will always glorify me. Mama Veera Samvido. Virya means which is extraordinary, opulence, his wonderful activities. Samvad, what they will do? Devotees will, like Machit Madgat Prana. So they are doing Samvad. Bodhyanta Parasparam. So they are doing Samvad. Samvad means one is speaking and the other is hearing. And this discourses which they are doing is Bhavanti Hitkarna Rasayan Katha. It is so pleasing both to the ears and to the heart. Why? Because it is like Rasayan. What Rasayan is this? This is Katha Rasayan. Show the translation. In the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastime and activities of Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. Not on our own account. On our own account, it is very displeasing to our mind and to our heart. Either we go to sleep, देख लो हो पढ़ने बैठो क्या आएगा, ग्रंथ खोलिए पढ़िए, क्या आ जाएगी? तुरंत नींद आ जाएगी. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation. Tad joshanad asu apavarg vartmani. And what comes in such associations? First thing is Shraddha, a firm faith. Rati means attraction. In material existence, people do not have any attraction to Krishna. Where is the attraction? Attraction is to Maya. As we spiritually progress, it reverses. Krishna becomes attractive and Maya becomes unattractive. There is no interest or no taste coming from Maya. Why? Because one is relishing the higher taste, the taste which is coming from Krishna consciousness. So one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation. How? His attraction becomes fixed. His attraction to Krishna becomes fixed and he is freed. He is freed from where? He is freed from the distractions of Maya. Then real devotion and devotional service begin. Before this, it never begins. Please see the purport. Very, very extraordinary purport. The process of advancing in Krishna consciousness and devotional service is described here. The first point is that one must seek the association of persons who are Krishna conscious and who engage in devotional service. Without such association, one cannot make advancement. This is given by Srila Prabhupada. Our mind will always say that I will, on my own, by my own effort and by my own process, make advancement. It will never ever happen. It is not possible. It is Krishna unconsciousness. This is not Krishna consciousness. If you try on your own way, that is, a person is Krishna unconscious. Simply by theoretical knowledge, Prabhupada is saying again, simply by theoretical knowledge or study, one cannot make any appreciable advancement. One must give up the association of materialistic person and seek the association of devotees. Because without the association of devotees, one cannot understand the activities of the Lord. Generally, people are convinced of the impersonal feature of the absolute truth because they do not associate with devotees. This is a disease. They cannot understand that the absolute truth can be person and have personal activities. This is very difficult subject matter. And unless one has personal understanding of the absolute truth, there is no meaning to devotion. Very clear. Unless and until one has personal understanding of the absolute truth, that how the supreme truth is person and that person also performs personal activities. Service or devotion cannot be offered to anything impersonal. Okay, just minimize. We have time. By Krishna's grace, we have time. We can discuss. I told you the story. I will tell it again. Once one of our leaders, spiritual leader, he was traveling from India to one Gulf country. And his co-passenger was one Muslim imam. So they were going from India to Dubai or Abu Dhabi. And it is 2.5 or 3 hour flight. Both are sitting together. So what will happen? After a while, they started to talk. So Maharaj asked that you all pray, you so much believe in the process of prayers. The Muslims pray at least 5 times a day. So he said, yes, yes, of course, it is written in Quran that we must pray at least 5 times. We should offer namaz 5 times to Allah. So Maharaj said that if you are offering prayers to Allah, that means He is hearing. That is why you are offering 5 times. If He is not hearing, why you are offering again and again? He said, of course, Allah is hearing. Well, if Allah can hear, why Allah cannot speak? If He can hear, why can He not speak? And if He can hear and if He can speak, is He not a person? Have you seen from something which is light, there will be hearing and speaking? Or that which is impersonal can speak or hear? So he was completely checkmated. He had no answer. And he said to Maharaj, but this we cannot declare to our public. This is the hypocrisy. This is the hypocrisy. Why? Because they don't accept the authority of Krishna. They are all atheists. They are all partial deists. So here, all this, the misconceptions that we are having in our heart from so many millions of lifetime. We do not have this clarity of who is supreme. So how this confusion can be cleared when we come in association of those who are actually Krishna conscious devotee. Okay, show me the rest part of the purport. We will complete it. Narana Prabhu, you can share. What happened? You have removed it. Okay, one must give up the association of materialistic person and seek the association of devotees, because without association of devotees, one cannot understand the activities of the Lord. Generally, people are convinced that the impersonal feature of the absolute truth. Why? Because they do not associate with devotees. They cannot understand that the absolute truth can be person and have personal activities. This is very difficult subject matter. And unless one has personal understanding of the absolute truth, there is no meaning to devotion. We have explained this. Service or devotion cannot be offered to anything impersonal. Service must be offered to a person. Non-devotees cannot appreciate Krishna consciousness by reading the Srimad Bhagavatam or any other Vedic literature. Very clear that one who has not come to Krishna consciousness, one who is not realized in Krishna consciousness, he cannot perform devotional service. And he cannot even understand or appreciate Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or any Vedic literature, wherein the Lord's activities are described. They think that these activities are fictional, manufactured stories because spiritual life is not explained to them in the proper mood. So this is the gift of Srila Prabhupada. First, he has explained to us with such pain and with such detail again and again what is Krishna consciousness. And he is always providing opportunity for us to engage in devotional service, so that we have the proper understanding of who Krishna is and who we are, and we build up the right attitude or the mood to engage in devotional service. To understand the personal activities of the Lord, one must seek the association of devotees. And by such association, when one contemplates and tries to understand, so this we have to do. Even if we have come in the association, we have to do chesta. We have to make endeavor. What is the endeavor? Is when one contemplates and tries to understand the transcendental activities of the Lord, the path to liberation is open and he is freed. If there is no chesta, then there is no freedom. One who has firm faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes fixed. This is called Nishtha. And his attraction for association with the Lord and the devotees increases. Very powerful statement now. Please hear with attention. Association with devotees means association with the Lord. In the mature stage, not in the preliminary stage. When we come in a mature stage, in the association of mature devotees, we can experience the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, Supreme Personality of Godhead gives his association through the association of his devotees. The devotee who makes this association develops the consciousness for rendering service to the Lord. Very sweet. The devotee who makes this association develops the consciousness for rendering service of the Lord. And then being situated in the transcendental position of devotional service, he gradually becomes perfect. So actually, devotional service is only at the platform of when one is liberated. What is the understanding of liberation? What we have discussed today. Okay, just stop the share. What is the practical understanding of liberation? बताइए बताइए, इतनी देर हमने डिस्कस कर लिया। व्हाट इज द प्रैक्टिकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड एप्लीकेशन ऑफ लिबरेशन? आधे लोगों ने फिर अपना मुंह बंद कर दिया वीडियो। कुछ अंदर घुस ना जाए, क्लैरिटी आ रही जाए, है ना? जो कंफ्यूजन है वो क्लियर नहीं हो जाए। कंफ्यूजन क्लियर हो जाएगी तब फिर तो रास्ता साफ हो जाएगा, तब तो इस भौतिक जगत में दोबारा नहीं आना पड़ेगा। हाँ। अभी पेड़ पे पानी कहीं पत्तों पे डालना है, कहीं फल पे डालना है, फूल पे डालना है। अक्षर, यू एक्सप्लेन व्हाट इज द अंडरस्टैंडिंग नाउ?
Sir, the understanding is that someone has to be in association of devotees to understand the opulences, the qualities of the Lord. If they are not in correct association, they can have misleading facts about it, and then they would not appreciate the real knowledge. They would end up making their own knowledge. That's what I incepted from this.
Okay. Okay, good. Not incorrect, but your first part is correct. Most important is always to seek association. You have to seek. You have to make effort. It is not that you will be always given, you will be offered. Endeavor should be from our side. If we don't do the endeavor, then this association will not be there. And this association is the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When we mature, then by hearing the transcendental activities and glories of the Supreme Lord, we directly associate with the Supreme Lord in such association. And that is when there is freedom. Freedom from where? Freedom from the lower modes. Freedom from Rajogun and Tamogun. Freedom from karma and kala and guna. And when this conviction comes that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then this desire comes, let me serve him. Then this desire will come from the heart that I want to lovingly serve him. So one comes on the platform of pure devotional service. And he performs devotional service without interruption. Then he performs ahetuki apratihata. And what is the result? Yayatma suprasidati. And his heart experiences that great joy. Little bit is left, I will complete. Devotional service and worship to Krishna are clearly indicated in this chapter in verses 8 through 11. Just see the last part of the purport. That is the way of pure devotional service. How one can attain the highest devotional perfection of association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been thoroughly explained in this chapter. Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, a great Acharya and disciplic succession from Krishna, concludes his commentary on this chapter by saying, Yat Shakti Leshat Suryadya Bhavanti Ati Ugra Tejasa Yad Amshena Dhritam Vishwam Sa Krishno Darshame Archate. From Lord Krishna's potent energy, even the powerful sun gets its power. Krishna has already explained that. And by Krishna's partial expansion, the whole world is maintained. Therefore, Lord Krishna is worshipable. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport to the 10th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of opulence of the Absolute. So this is complete, and the next chapter is the universal form. Arjuna will say that what you have explained to me in word, show me in picture. जो आपने मुझे अभी तक समझाया है उसको आप दिखाइए. That will be the 11th chapter. Okay, I'll stop here. So, if you have any query, any doubt, any confusion on this, what we have discussed, we discussed this chapter almost for how much? For many months. So, you may ask. हरे कृष्णा। टाइम ज्यादा हो गया, ओ हो। मैं तो यहाँ आपके हिसाब से देख रहा हूँ, मेरी घड़ी 8:55 बता रही है, लेकिन आपके यहाँ तो हो गया है 9:25। ओ माय गॉड। और मुझे लग रहा है कि आज तो टाइम बहुत बढ़ गया। मैं आराम से बैठा हूँ क्योंकि मेरी घड़ी अभी भी 5 मिनट पीछे है 9 से। लेकिन एक अच्छी बात है, आप सब घर में बैठे हो, कहीं जाना नहीं है। यू आर ऑल इन योर प्लेस। ओके। इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन प्लीज आस्क। अक्षय, आप पढ़ रहे हो ना? आप डेली एक एक वर्ष भी अगर आप पढ़ोगे डेली तो देयर विल बी कमेंडेबल गेन इन नॉलेज। दिस इज एक्चुअली वर्शिप। दिस चैप्टर इज टॉकिंग अबाउट worship and devotion. How both will come? How devotion can be strengthened and how we can worship? By studying Bhagavad Gita. Just by daily studying Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says this is the highest form of worship. This is worship by intelligence. Hare Krishna. हमेशा की तरह आज भी है, कोई प्रश्न है ही नहीं हमारे हृदय में, कुछ नहीं है। अर्जुन भगवत गीता सुनता है, उसके इतने सारे प्रश्न हैं, हमारा कोई प्रश्न नहीं आता। ठीक है, आई विल एंड हियर। श्रीमद् भगवत गीता की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद।